So today we are going to learn how we can make a responsive header and a responsive hero in bubble.io. So for example, as you can see, there is a header right in front of me. And if I make it a little tablet dimension, see how it becomes responsive. So in today's lesson, we are going to learn how we can do that. First thing what we are going to do, we are going to design and we will upgrade the page to the new responsive engine. Alright, now I'm going to give the width of the editor to 1440 because I prefer it like that. You can put it whatever you want. So and we are going to give this page column because as you know, in the home pages, usually there is hero and then some elements. So it's like a column. Let's start. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to increase the height of it just for this tutorial's sake, and I'm going to put a group on it. I put a group, I make it a column again, and then I'm going to not make it fixed width. Also the height should not be fixed width to content, and it should be stretched throughout the page. Second thing what I'm going to do, I'm going to put one more group on it. In the center of it, I'm gonna call it row because it will be our header. So there is like logo here. So there is like a logo at one side and some text on the other side. So I'm going to make it a space between. I'm going to stretch it completely. Width is 0 and the minimum height is 80. So in the parent group, what we just put for the hero, we are going to add some padding in it just to make it more nicer. So the top padding should be, for example, 50. Left should be 50 and the right should be 50. Cool. I am going to add a group here for my logo. Move style, image, upload. We have our logo here. We just need to decrease the height of it because it's huge and we do not want that. So let's make it 200, for example, or maybe a little more. Let's make it 100. No, 100 would be too less. Let's make it 150. And the height should be a little less. Cool. The second thing what we are going to do, we are going to make it in the center. We are going to add one more group here. We will make it a row because there will be text menus inside it. And I'm going to again make it not fixed width. I'm going to stretch it completely right now, and then we will change. So first I'm going to put text, controls, or we can put buttons here. I prefer to put text because you have more control over it. So let's put buttons. So I'm going to create one button and then I'm going to copy it again and again. So the first menu should be about us. Remove style. Let's make it Lato and medium. Letter spacing should be 1 and the background color should be none. And the font color should be black. Yeah, that's the last thing, I promise. The second thing we need is like we do not want it fixed width. So what we will do, we will say fixed width to content and it's going to reduce its size. The second thing what we are going to do, we are going to give it no height. So it should be again fixed width to content, fixed height to content. And I'm going to reduce a little more. Okay. Now I'm going to copy it 5 times. Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. Cool. I'm going to change it to services. About the second about us should be contact, and the third one should be support. And we need one more, which is support, which is login. So the second thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give it some border. Let's make it 2 and black. Cool. And I'm going to increase its size to 150 by 30, for example. 150 is too long, so I'm going to reduce it 120, and I'm going to give it a rounding of 20 or 30. 30 also looks good. Cool. Now we have our login button, which is still very long, so I'm going to, yeah, that's fine. The second thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make a space in between, but now they are stretched throughout the page. So I'm going to reduce, I'm going to say that it should be maximum 600. The height should be 0, and you should be in the center. And the elements inside it should also be in the center. Okay. Do it one by one. And the center, and the center. So now we have our header. But as you can see that after this, it doesn't look so good. So we need to make it a little more responsive. The first thing we need to check is where do we want it. So for example, I prefer it after iPad Pro's dimension, so which is around 800, 900, because 992 it looks great, and then after it's a problem. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here again. I will say collapse when hidden. I'm going to give it a condition when current page width is less than 992, sorry, 900. This element is not visible. Now what will happen is when we will go below 900, it disappears. And it also collapses. So there is no width, there is no height of it. The second thing what we need to do, you need this plugin, which is called slide bar menu. It is by Bubble. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to search it, and I'm going to put it here. I'm going to make it last, make it in the center, reduce the size, should be on the right. And yeah, I will not work on the styling much because this is something which depends on the personal preference. So I'm just going to reduce the coloring a little because it's too dark. Okay. Also, we will change the options: about us, services, contact, login. Cool. And we will give it the same things. For example, this is not available on page load, and this should be collapsed when it's hidden. We will copy the same condition and paste it here, and we will say this element is visible. So see how it goes. So when we will go below 900, this is visible. And when we will go above 900, this will not be visible. Now we are ready with our header. What we need to do, we need to be ready with our hero. So as in our hero, there is a text here, and then there is an image here. So it's again a row. So what we will do, we will search another group, paste it here, make it a row, spaces in between, stretched fully, it should be 300. The spaces in between should be 50. Also, let's give it 50. Let's give it 20 actually. Cool. Now we need text. And 2 buttons, one more button. So now we have 2 buttons and 2 text. As you know that this text will be text, button. So it should be in one column because it's in one line, right? So let's make it in column, select it, and I'm gonna say group elements in a container. And I'm going to put it previous. Now we have 2 text and 2 buttons. Now it looks very weird, right? But What I'm going to do, I'm going to copy the text, copy as text. We will come to the styling of it. Right now I'm just copying the text and paste it here. Cool. This should be this. Cool. So now we need to work on the styling, right? So I'll remove the style. I will bring it to enter and make it 36. Now it's huge. We will fix it, don't worry about it. I will say, okay, so this is the group. I'm going to give it full and 0, and let's make it 350 maximum width. Okay, and this should also not be like this. Let's reduce the size a bit. This, let's give this solution red color just to make it more aesthetic. Not red, this red, but okay. And I'm going to take the, now this looks okay. I will do the same thing here. Enter 16. Yes. And layouts, again the same thing. And these buttons, because they are in a line, so I'm going to put it in a row. They're in a row. I'm gonna make them separated, and then I'm going to add some space in between. So maybe 20 is fine. Now we will change the style of it. So I'm going to give it this color. Remove, enter, 400, line spacing should be 0, get started, and wait, let me 30, copy formatting, paste formatting. So now I have to change it to watch. Okay, watch demo. I'm going to copy this color, paste it here, none, border, cool. And this should be 2. Amazing. I need to finish this height and I need to put some spacing between them. So I'm going to apply this, and I'm going to add this. From the top, I'm going to add some padding. Cool. Now what we need to do, we need to first, this is fixed height to content, so I'm going to take it away, just going to stretch it throughout, and I'm going to add image or group. Let's make it a group. It's already on the side. I'm gonna upload the animation. I'm going to image. Now it's cut off, so I'm gonna increase the height of it. Okay, the second thing I'm going to do, I'm going to also add some padding on, the right of it, just so that it doesn't go into the wall. So let's make it very little, just like 10. Okay, responsive, cool. Okay, now as you can see that there is a problem when it goes to the mobile responsiveness. And the problem is that it is not putting the image down. So as you can see that this is quite responsive, but it is collapse. This is like ruining the text somehow. So what we will do, we will say fixed width to content, and now the image will go down. So it looks great, right? But there is still a problem. The problem is, even for example, if we are here, for example, if we are on iPad or a tablet, the text is still left aligned. We don't need that. So what we will do, we will add a condition on this group, which is like the row group. We will say current page width is less than, let me check. So 845. Container alignment should be center. Okay, so as you will see, now it is in the center. It looks good, but there is still a problem. We are at like huge phones. If we go to, for example, iPhone SE, it will not look good. So what we will do, we will see that where we have put the padding. So we have put the padding on the group A. We are going to put another condition here. Current page width is less than 400. Padding left should be 30. Padding right should also be 30. Cool. Now showing me, so let's test here. Where is the page? I'll preview it. So it looks great, and when we will go down, then it also looks fine. Cool. I'm going to put this away. Looks great. Cool. So that's all how you can make a responsive header in Bubble and your hero also. So I think this tutorial helped you. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments or in the forum, and also follow me on LinkedIn. Have a good day.